Cbse class 10 social science. Chapter number 2, the Nationalist Movement in Indo-China. First, Vietnam gained formal independence in 1945. The Republic of Vietnam was formed. Third, the kinetic together of a modern Westernized nation that brought the different communities together. Fourth, the way colonial empires functioned and the anti-imperial movement developed, emerging from the shadow of China. First, the modern countries of Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia. Okay. Second, the powerful empire of China. Third, the maritime skill route that brought in good people and areas. Okay. Fourth, the hinterland where non-Vietnamese people such as the Khmer Cambodian lived. 1.1 Conical domination and resistance. Okay. First, the colonization of Vietnam by the French brought the people of a country into conflict. The most visible from the French control was in military and economic domination. What the French also built a system that tried to reshape the culture of the Vietnamese. Third, the French troops landed in Vietnam in 1858. Fourth, French Indochina was formed. Okay. Fifth, exploring and mapping river were part of the conical enterprises everywhere in the world. The famous blind poet Nguyen Dinh Chu bemoaned what was happening to his country. I would rather face internal darkness than see face of traitors. I would rather see no man than encounter one man suffering. I would rather than see nothing than witness the dismembering of the country in decline. 1.1 I discuss why the French thought colonies necessary. First, the colonies were considered essentially essential to supply nature resource and other essential good. Okay. Second, the area under rice cultivation went up the from 224,000 hectares in 1873 to 1.1 million in 1930. Third, Vietnam export to third of its rice production and by 1931 had become the third largest exporter of rice in the world. Fourth, move military garrisons and control the entire region. Okay. 5. Construction of Trans-Indochina rail network that would link to northern and southern part of Vietnam and China was begun. Next, 6. Vietnam to same as Thailand was then called Cambodia, capital of Phnom Penh. VI objective. So 1.3 Should colonies be developed? Why? First, Paul Byrne and efficiently writer the policy. Macara strongly believed that the economy of the colonies needed to be developed. Second, there were several barriers to economic growth in Vietnam. Third, laborers worked on the basis of the contract that did not specify and rate the labor work gave immense power of employers. Okay. Second, the dilemma of colonial education. First, the French colonization were not based only the economics exploitation. Okay. Second, it was also driven by the idea of a civilizing mission. Third, the colony even in this meant destroying local cultures, religion, and traditional because they were seen as outdated and prevent modern development. Fourth, education was seen as one way to civilize the native. Fifth, the French needed an educated local labor force, but they feared that education might create problems. Sixth, French citizens living in Vietnam called clone, begin fearing that they might lose their job as a teacher, shopkeeper, policeman to the educated Vietnamese. Talking modern Vietnamese का talking modern क्या था? First, they would help create an Asiatic French solidly tied to Europe French. Second, the Vietnamese were represented as primitive and backward, capable of manual labor but not intellectual reflection. Third, they could work in the field but not rule themselves. Fourth, they were skilled, coffeist but not creative. Looking modern. कहाँ का इंडो चाइना? First, the education included class in science, hygiene and French. These classes were helpful in the evening and had to be paid for separately. Second, it was not enough to learn science and Western ideas. To be modern, the Vietnamese had to also look modern. Resistance in a school का resistance इंडो चाइना में क्या था? First, teacher and a student did not blindly follow the curriculum. Second, there was open opposition. At other times, there will be silent resistance. It became difficult to control what was actually taught. For the Vietnamese teachers, quality modified the next and criticized what was what was stated. 5 in 1926, a major protest erupted in the Saigon native girls in a school. 6. The principal, also a clone, French people in the clonage, expelled her. 7. The government forced the school to take the student back. And I will cross all Vietnamese under my meat. You my deportation? No, well, that I will leave only after I am assured Vietnam is no longer inhabited China. 9. Vietnamese for qualifying from white collar job by patriotic feeling. 10. The conviction that it was the duty of the educated to fight for the benefit of society. 11. The 1920, a student were forming various political Vietnam Vietnamese from qualifying for white collar job of a patriotic feeling. 10. The conviction that it was the duty of the educated to fight for the benefit of society. 11th, in 1920, 20 students were forming various political parties. 12. The party of Young Annam and publishing nationalism journals such as the Image, Enhance, a student. 13. A school thus became an important place of political and cultural battles. 14. Discuss the control of education. They tried to change the value, norms and precipitation of the people to make them believe in the superiority of French civilization and the inferiority of the Vietnamese. 15. The people were developing a master salva mentality. 16. The largest battle against colonialism and for independence. 13. Hazard resident everyday resistance. Education was not the only of everyday life in which such political battles against the colonialism were fought. 3.1 Plug Strike Hanoi. First, The least idea about the architecture skill were employed to build a new and modern city. Modern city. Second, the spread of disease created serious social conflicts. Third, the native quarters was not provided with any modern facilities. Okay. Fourth, during heavy rains or floods, overflowed into the street. If the French city became the cause of the plague, 6. Discuss. The Sever also served as a great transport system, allowing the red to move around the city without any problems. The red hunt. Indo-China का the red hunt. To esteem this invention, a red hunt was started in 1902. Second, the French hired Vietnamese workers and paid them for each rat they caught. Third, the dirty work the interning savers found if they came together them got negotiate the higher bounty. Fourth, the French were forced to scrap the bounty program with the contradictions in their civilizing mission. Okay. 6. The rat catchers took a just clipping the tail and releasing the rat. 7. Some people in fact being raising rat to earn a bounty. Fourth, religion and anti-colonialism. First, colonial domination was exercised by the control over all area of private and public life. Second, the French occupied Vietnam militarily. Third, Vietnam's religion beliefs were a mixture of Buddhism, Confucianism, and local practice. Fourth, Nguyen Ha Thien province, where over 1,000 Catholics were killed. Fifth, the elites in the Vietnam were educated in the China and Confucianism. 6. The variety of the sanctity, their different beliefs, and the practicing their essential unity rather than their difference. Tradition that combined with Buddhism and belief. 7th, one such movement was the How How. It began in 1939 and gained great popularity in the fertile Mekong's Delta area. At it drew on religious ideas popular in anti-French uprising of the 19th century. 9th, the founder of How How was the man called Huin Fu. Huin Fu. 10th, he also opposed the sale of child bride gambling and the use of opium. 11th, the French started to suppress the movement inspired by Huin Fu. 12th, they declared him mad, called him to mad watch, and put him in mental asylum. 13th, this always had a contradictory relationship with the mainstream nationalism. 14th, they could neither control or discipline to group or not support their rituals and practices. 15th, this movement in arousing anti-imperialist sentiments not be underestimated. Fifth, the vision of modernization. Vision of modernization कहाँ का इंडो चाइना. First, the order to be modern was it is necessary to regard traditional to as backward and reject all earlier ideas and social practices. Okay. Second, the West as the symbol of development and civilization. Third, led by Confucian scholar activists who saw their world crumbling, educated in the Confucian traditional Fan Wei Chao. कहाँ से कहाँ? The 1867 से 1940 was one such nationalist. फोर्थ नंबर है कि वी was a major figure in the anti-colonial resistance from the time he formed the revolutionary society Dai Tan Hui, okay, in 1903 with Princess Koingde as the head. Fifth, Fan Wei Chao met the Chinese reformer Liang Qichao in Yokohama in 1905 में. 6. The history of the loss of Vietnam. 7. The loss of sovereignty and the surviving of ties with China. Ties that bound the elitist of the two countries within a shared culture. Added fan elements that was typically reforms from within the traditional elite. 9. The idea of resisting the French with the help of a court. Okay. 10th, he did not want a wholesale rejection of Western civilization. 11. The French revolutionary idea is revelatory, but charged the French from not abiding by the ideal. 12. The legal and educational institution and developed agriculture and industries. 5.1 5.1 में डिस्कस करेंगे other way of becoming modern Japan and China. Okay, so first, in the first decade of the 20th century ago, East movement became popular. Second, the puppet empire and re-established the Nikan dynasty. Third, the Japanese as a fellow Asian Japan has the modernized itself and has resisted colonization by the West. Fourth, its victory over Russia in 1907 proved its military capabilities. 5. In 1991, the long-established monarchy in China was overthrown by a popular movement under Sun Yat-sen and a republic was set up. 6. The Association for the Restoring of Vietnam. 7. Discuss the objective was no longer to set up a constitutional monarchy build a democratic republic. 6. में डिस्कस करेंगे द कम्युनिस्ट मूवमेंट एंड द वियतनामीज नेशनलिज्म. Point first, the nationalist group to establish the Vietnamese Communist Party. Okay. Second, the Indo-China Communist Party. Third, in 1940, Japan occupied Vietnam. Fourth, the Japan as well as the French the legacy from the independence of Vietnam. Fifth, the Democratic Republic of Vietnam was formed was Ho Chi Minh become chairman. Okay. 6.1 discuss the new Republic of Vietnam. First, the French started the regain control by using Emperor Bao Di as their puppet. Second, the French were defeated in 1954 at Dien Bien Phu. Third, the entire commanding staff, including a general, 16 clones, and 1,749 officers were taken prisoner. Fourth, the Vietnam into a battlefield, bringing death, destruction to its people as well as the environment. Fifth, a French law that permitted Christianity but outworld Buddhism. Sixth, National Liberation Front NLF. What is the full form of NLF? National Liberation Front. 7. Discuss the NLF fought for the unification of the country. 6.2 discuss the entire of the US into the war. First, from 1965 to 1970 to over 3403100 US. Second, advanced technology and good medical supply cost leverage were high. Third, the phase of a struggle with the US was brutal. Fourth, troops arrived occupied with heavy weaponing and tank and backed by the most powerful bombers of the time, V-52s. Okay. 5. The many were critical of the government for getting involved war that they said indefensible. 6. They could be waived for university graduated. 7. The privileged elite vote were minorities and children by working class families. At Hollywood made films in support of the war, such as the John Wayne's Green Berets. 9. French Ford Coppola Apollo's No 1979 reflected the moral confusion. 10. The Ho Chi Minh government would have started a domino effect. 11. They underestimated the power of nationalities to move people to action. Okay, understood? Yes. 6.3. The Ho Chi Minh trial. What means the Ho Chi Minh trials? First, the Vietnam fought against the US. Second, their limited resource to greater advantage. Third, footpath and road was used to transport men and material from the north-south. The trial had support bases the hospital along the way. The trial has outside Vietnam and neighboring laws. LIULOS. Okay. Sixth, bombarded this trial trying to disturb supplies. Seven, they were rebelled very quickly. Okay. 7. Discuss the nation and its heroes. Okay. The anti-imperialist movement in Vietnam. 7.1. Women as rebels. First, the lower classes what they had only limited freedom that determines their futures and played no role in public life. 2. A new image of womanhood emerged. Third, a woman living a forced marriage and marrying someone of her choice. Okay. 7.2. Heroes of past time. Patriots fighting to save a Vietnam nation from the Chinese. Second, they committed suicides instead of surrendering to the enemy. 7.3. Women as warriors. Women as a brave fighter. Second, the some stories spoke of their incredible bravery and signal, handily killing the enemy. Third, women began to depicted as selflessly working and fighting to save the country. Okay. Point 4. Women were urged to join the struggle in a large number. Fifth, many women responded and joined the resistance movement. 6. The built 6 airstrip neutralized tens and thousands of the bombs transported tens of thousands of kilometers of cargo. 7.4. A woman in time of a peace. Okay. First, the war seemed near women were no longer represented as warriors. Second, women as workers began to predominate. At the end of the war, the US had failed to achieve its object. Second, this was a war that had been called the first television war. Third, daily news programs. Their heroic defense of the country. With the greatest 3 years to peace and national self-determination and in the international cooperation. 6. The peace of settlement was signed in Paris in January 1974. Okay. 7. The presidential plus in Saigon on 30 April 1975 and on field Vietnam. Okay, bye. So guys.